Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Puget Sound PMI podcast, the podcast where AI meets project management. We are your hosts. I am Neha, an AI enthusiast,
I'm Rochi, also an AI enthusiast.
and we explore how AI is transforming the way teams plan, lead, and deliver success. From tools and tactics to ethics and automation, we have got the future of project management covered. Today's guest is an AI consultant who's on a mission to make AI accessible, practical, and empowering. As the founder of EverEase AI Consulting, he specializes in helping individuals and small businesses navigate the rapidly evolving AI landscape with clarity and confidence. Please welcome to the show Josh Hindman, a trusted guide in unlocking the potential of AI through creativity, clarity, and bold, practical innovation. Josh Hindman,
Hi. Hello, everybody.
thank you so much for joining us, Josh. We are so excited to have you on the show.
I'm excited to be here. Thank you.
To kick things off, can you tell us a bit about your journey? What inspired you to pursue AI consulting?
Absolutely. A couple years ago, AI started becoming big, and still there were so many people not very familiar with it. And so I thought there'd be a great opportunity to really encourage people to use AI. But I wanted to learn it myself because at the time I was still new to learning AI. So I had to dive in and really teach myself all the tools that I can use to help others feel more comfortable with it. A lot of people feel that AI is something that only techs or tech savvy folks can actually understand and be a part of. And I'm here to tell you that's not the case. Anybody can learn and grasp AI and help them with their efficiency, with everything that they might need AI for.
Thank you for sharing that, Josh. When you say that you're an AI consultant, a lot of people have heard like management consultants, healthcare consultants. Since AI is like a very up and coming field, we haven't heard a lot about what AI consultants do. Could you talk to us a little bit about how do you help people like get used to AI and how are you helping them adopt AI?
Absolutely. I not only do I do workshops for AI, I'm willing to talk to managers or any kind of small business or even individual and say, hey, this is how you can market your company. Let me show you some different tips and tricks on how you can use AI to help you get on social media, get the information out there, get your name out there. Also, how to implement AI within your company. It's important to know that a lot of companies they want to jump on the bandwagon of AI, which is great, but they don't really do so well to teach their staff how to use AI. So I would love to be the person to help them with that. And let me make AI more approachable for you so that it's not so scary, so that it's not something that is for tech savvy people only. I run workshops that take out all the AI jargon. Let's just talk about how you can use AI in your business. Let's learn your brand. Let's learn your voice. And let's show you how AI can be used to help grow your business. And those are the
I,
things that I like to focus on as a consultant of AI.
I agree to that. I completely agree to that, Josh. A lot of people these days are hesitant to adopt AI, and that's awesome that you help shift that mindset. One question I always feel is how can we make sure AI feels authentic and stays in your own voice? Sometimes I feel that when I am using ChatGPT or Perplexity, I feel that I'm not being sounded human. I want to sound more authentic. So, what would you say about that?
Some ways that you can do that. Don't take the first response as your only response. When AI sends a response to your inquiry, you're going to go in and follow up in that same chat saying, hey, I want this to appeal more to an audience who might be new to this idea or whatever that might be. And keep going using AI as a collaborator back and forth until you get the result you're looking for. You can even tell AI, make this more human for me or humanize this for me, and it will help you make that more human for you. Some key points in getting a good result with AI is AI doesn't know what you're thinking, right? It's just going off of what your input is. And so you got to tell it, you are a project manager. Your job is to tell me about a topic, maybe this project that I'm working on, define the project, detail the project for AI to know, and tell AI who the audience is. Who's this audience for? Is it for 30 to 40 year olds? Is it for more corporate professionals? Is it for other project managers? Tell AI these things, and it will give you a much more powerful result that is more custom to what you're trying to accomplish with whatever message you're trying to say. As we know, it's all about storytelling, right? We want to make sure we are telling the right story about the project or about the company we're working on, that we're working with. We want to make sure we get AI to a point where it can help us do that. And you won't have to use it as, you don't necessarily take what AI says verbatim, right? We want to take that with, add a little human in there. You want to read over what it says, take out the points that make sense, and still use to write your response. You can use parts of it, sure. But I love to use AI as a collaborator, as a way to, one time, not business related so much, but I am writing a story and I wanted AI to help me figure out this plot point that I was trying to make. AI and I both, we went back and forth on what the idea was. I don't want AI to write the story for me, but it gave me some amazing ideas that I can incorporate in that story just by going back and forth. And that was a long conversation that I had with AI, going back and forth. And you can do the same with marketing, with getting your project communications out there. Don't be afraid or hesitate. Have that kind of dialogue with AI until you get the result you're looking for.
I think that's a great strategy. When you talk about people who use AI, what do you think separates those who are able to successfully integrate AI into their daily workflow compared to those who just use it once, or as you said, don't take the first answer that AI gives you? So how do people who are successful in using AI in their day-to-day life, how are they different from those who just take whatever AI gives, whether it's crappy or not?
I think it's important to point out that AI is about experimenting. As I said, do the back and forth dialogue with AI until you get the result you're looking for. But it's experimentation. Try something different, try something new with your prompt or with how you want to use AI. And don't take what it says up front. You want to say, in order to refine AI to your voice, you've got to really keep going down that path of following up and saying, this is what I want to do. This is what I want it to sound like. And I think some people take AI and say, oh, this is the result it gave me. This must be correct. AI must be a genius. Let's go with this. And you can't take the human out of it. You can't take the human intuition out of your AI prompting or out of your results. AI is, after all, a computer, but it's just a tool to help us be more efficient, to help us build ideas. And you can't take the human out of it, which is why I always say, you tell AI what works. You tell AI what's going to work for you, because I have a saying that you are the future. AI is just a flashlight. You choose where to shine that flashlight. And so I think people tend to, like I said, just take AI, take the first response and say, okay, I'm done. It was really helpful, that sort of thing. We can't do that. We got to read over it. We got to see, is this really going to work with the message I'm trying to share, or whatever your reasoning for using AI is. And I think that's just super important. That's where the difference is, that I hear all the time people saying, oh, AI doesn't work, do nothing for me, it doesn't work. And I said, how are you asking AI? How are you working with AI to get the response you're looking for? And that's when I'll go into the context engineering, which I talked about. Give it a topic, a goal, a audience. Tell it who it is. AI doesn't know your brain. It doesn't know what you're thinking. You've got to be a little more detailed in that. And I think that is the main difference, is that those who are successful with AI, they know how to experiment with AI. They know not to take the first response as the only answer, the only right answer. Heck, even for me, I tend to have maybe ChatGPT provide me an answer, and then I'll put it in Perplexity, say, "Hey, does this sound factual?" And Perplexity will tell me, "Yes, that sounds factual." Then maybe I'll take it to Claude and say, "Hey, help me write this in a way that is going to appeal to this audience." GPT does a really good job at that too, but these are just different ways you can use the tool. Don't just take the first thing you get. And that's with anything, right? You're not going to buy the first car. You're not going to buy the first house. You're going to experiment a little. You're going to explore. And I think AI encourages that exploration. I think that's important.
I love that, Josh. I really like the way you said you choose where to shine the light. AI is the flashlight. I love that. For a moment, let's just unpack what you said. So, using AI as a collaborator, humanizing it, for instance, saying, I'm project manager, giving factual descriptions to it, and don't rely on it and trust your gut. I love that. Go back to it, do proofreading, and it can give you ideas. I really liked what you said about trying something new with your prompts and don't take it upfront. So I think using AI as a tool to be more efficient and exploring and experimenting is a good way to tackle with it.
Absolutely.
That's great. I think many professionals want to use AI but feel stuck at prompting stage. Like, how would you say what's your framework for good prompting?
And my framework for good prompting, like I said, is you're going to really give it a topic. Tell it who it is. You are a professor at a university, or you are a project manager. You can even say you are a project manager who's been in the business for 20 years. Let it know it's the experience it has. So start with, I want AI to respond as, and then I go into my topic. This is the topic I want to talk about. And then I go into the details, and I'm going to be as detailed as I can. For example, if I want a marketing strategy, I might say, act as a marketing professional. I want a month's worth of social media posts on the topic of project management or project development, project building. And I'm going to say these are the details and then I'm going to say these are the events that are going to happen. I have a meeting happening next week at 2 p.m. on Tuesday. You're going to tell AI that. You're going to then say the audience is for project managers or new, not necessarily project managers, new stakeholders or new individuals who are team members who are going to be helping me build this project. And then I would go into topic tone, the tone, make it friendly, make it fun, make it energetic, but still clear, and make it professional, whatever, give it the tone that you want it to be, and then see what the result is that you're going to come up with. And then what AI might do is it might give you a bunch of paragraphs of, okay, here is on day one, we're going to do this. On day two, we're going to do this, but it's going to be like in a prose format. Maybe you want this in a tabular format. So you're going to then follow up with AI and say, this is great. Let's turn this into a tabular format that I can use and share. And it will do just that you can copy and paste, or some AI tools will even let you download it as an Excel file or as a Word document. So these are things that you can do to give it the structure you want it to have as far as the result is concerned. So that would be just to sum it all up, because I said a lot of things, is who it is, the tone, the topic, details about that topic. AI is not going to, don't assume that AI knows what you're talking about. Who the audience is, because then it will draft for that audience specifically and what you want it to do. That would be the structure I would use for AI, for prompting in AI.
That's a great structure, Josh. It's gonna definitely help me. So be detailed, think about the topic, tone, be clear, energetic, and do think about the audience. That's great. And I've heard people saying that don't give AI instructions for prompting, describe. So let me reframe it. So do not give instructions to AI. Instead, describe what you want. Is that correct?
I would say that would be correct. Yeah, you want to be detailed because if you give AI instructions, it's going to only do what you're instructing to do, right? You don't want to, and you might want something a little more friendly or a little more focused on a certain audience. You want to actually describe the result you're looking for. And you might have to go back and forth once or twice before you get what the result you're looking for out of that. But yeah, I would agree with that statement. Is note that AI is going to do exactly what you tell it to do. It wants to essentially please you. It wants to do what you want it to do. If you just give it step-by-step instructions, it's only going to do what you tell it to do. It's not going to add more context for, say, the audience you're looking for, that kind of thing. That's where that being describing or being descriptive is about, and talking about the tone, telling it about the audience. I think those are more useful than giving it step by step.
Wow. I have a story about this to share. So I was giving AI instructions like until up to last week, and I've been helping my father-in-law to expand his business online. So he manufactures Indian clotheswear, and I was creating some images and videos for models to showcase his dresses. And I was giving instructions, and I wasn't getting the desired image or the output. Just to be good at prompting, I just thought how the perfect model should look wearing that dress. I just closed my eyes and felt she should be smiling, flowing in that outfit, being free. I described whatever I wanted. The model should wear heels, she should be carrying a nice handbag, stylish handbag. And I just flowed through, and the output was amazing. I used VO, Google's AI Studio VO, and
Oh yeah,
I've heard that Kling 2.5 is better for videos, so I'm going to try that next.
I would agree with that. I've used Kling multiple times for videos, and
Oh,
especially when asking AI to create images for you, you have to be descriptive. You have to, because otherwise what you don't tell AI, it's going to fill in the blanks, and it's not going to necessarily, and that's where that hallucination that everyone talks about is coming in,
right.
is if you don't give it enough detail, it's not going to say, I can't do this. AI will never say no. It's always going to provide something, even though it may not be correct, which is why you want to be descriptive, especially with images. Absolutely.
Josh, for our listeners, can you tell what hallucination actually means in the world of AI?
Absolutely. And thank you for asking. So, what hallucination means in the world of AI is if you, for example, provide a basic prompt. I want to write a speech, the growth of flowers in the springtime. Okay. If you just say that and nothing else, you're not really giving AI a lot of context. We don't know what kind of flowers. We don't know what area, what region are you in, because that can make a difference as well. And so if you don't provide those details, AI is going to make assumptions. It doesn't know where you, honestly, AI doesn't even know what date it is. I know that sounds funny, but it's very true. AI doesn't know what date it is, and maybe it will get better with that over time, but for now it doesn't. And so it's going to fill in where, because again, it's not going to say no, I can't do that. It's going to fill in the blanks, and that's where hallucinations come in, and that's where people get frustrated. It's like, this isn't doing what I want it to do. That's because you didn't provide enough context. Talk to AI like you're describing, like you just said, like you're describing the dress, describing what she looks like. You have to give AI context. It does not think for you. It does not know what's in your head. And yeah, that's what hallucination means.
Thanks, Josh. And it's really interesting that AI doesn't know what date is it today? I use AI for a lot of things. And you remember when I sent you the scheduling dates for our podcast interview? I used AI for just giving me those dates and days so that I can just copy those dates and days for us. And it said September 29, Tuesday, or maybe Sunday. And I said, I caught that and I said, but September 29th is Monday. And AI came back with saying, good catch. And here's the improved list. Again, it repeated with the incorrect days. I was like, what?
I've had that happen before too.
I have to type Monday, Tuesday. Oh,
Yes, it
it's
doesn't know the date.
interesting.
Yeah.
While working with businesses, what do you think? What often gets wrong when trying to use AI?
I think the biggest challenge is really not providing and I found this a few times myself, is that they want you to start using these really cool, fancy, shiny AI tools, but I don't have any teachings or trainings for you to use that. If you expect your staff to be trained on AI, you can't assume that. You've got to give them, and you don't want to either, because for a company specifically, you want them to use AI in a way that's going to highlight the mission and values of that company, the voice of the company. What is their goal? And so you want to teach people how to use these tools. And it's not just prompting. There's lots of different tools out there like Jira AI and other ones that we'll talk about a little bit later too, that are not specific to prompting or getting a message or communication, right? If you don't give it the details it needs, it's not going to do what you need it to do. And that's going to get frustrating. And that's where you're going to get more of those hallucinations. You're going to get more of those frustrated managers who say, this is working for us. And it's really important that they teach their staff on how they want AI to be used. And I think that is one of the key points. Don't use AI just because it's there. How do you want to utilize or capitalize on what AI can do for you? How is this going to help your company out? Let's talk about your mission and values, because it's all about what you want out of AI. It's not about what AI can do for you.
Josh, every time you say use AI or what AI can do for you, or every time, especially in like project management settings, since AI has become the new buzzword, we're all saying, oh, use AI, AI this, AI that. I know ChatGPT is a very popular AI tool, but what are some other tools or platforms for project managers or PM professionals that they can use?
I'm glad you asked. Actually, I was doing some research on this recently. A really awesome tool is Jira AI. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with that. Jira does an amazing job with helping you plan, or as project managers, the build those teams, the people you need in those teams. Jira has a way, it's like a crystal ball. It can tell you where you're going to find issues with this project, where you're going to find those bottlenecks, where are you going to what is the highest rate of failure in this project if you don't do certain steps based on your previous projects. I was actually quite impressed when I was learning about what all Jira AI can do, and I can actually put that in the chat here too. But I was like, wow, that's pretty neat stuff. Also, Otter AI is another tool that can help with meetings, right? It can help you with reading it. Not only does it keep track of what you're talking about in the meeting, but it also will pull out the to-dos or the what needs to be done. It'll pull that stuff out and put it in a nice list for you. It's really sounds neat. I haven't used these two tools myself, but I did a lot of research on them when I was preparing for this. But yeah, some great features on those two. We talked about using Copilot, a great way for scheduling, as well as you can do reports. And if you use Microsoft's Copilot, like within Excel, for example, you have all the data that you want to go through. Copilot can actually make bar graphs and table, or as Excel can too, but it will do it for you based on the data that you give it. Those are some really neat tools that I was learning about as I was looking at how project managers can use some of these AI tools. I was just really impressed with this. So Yeah, those are just a few of the tools that I came across that I think would be very helpful.
Thanks for sharing, Joyce. I've heard a lot about Otter for meetings, for taking notes. So if you can't attend a meeting, it can attend meeting on your behalf and send you notes, a summary of that. That sounds impressive. I have never used it. Do you know? Have you used? Is it easier to use?
I
Like,
actually have not used Otter myself.
okay,
I have used Copilot for that for
yeah,
similar stuff though, and Copilot does a pretty decent job as well, pulling out specific tasks or deadlines that need to be done, and it will tell you who was set up to do that task, so you don't lose track of who was supposed to do what and that kind of thing. From my understanding, Otter does a really good job at that as well.
good to
Yeah.
know. I'm curious to learn how. Rochi, have you used any of these? No. Okay.
I think the
Uh,
only thing I've used is ChatGPT.
oh, okay. That's a good start. I think
I think that's
out
a good.
of whatever tools that I use, I like most convenient and most flexible to
Yeah.
use.
It really depends on
Oh,
what you're looking for. That's my go-to is ChatGPT. But
right.
for research, Perplexity is an amazing tool for research. It does more of a internet search as well, but it will pull up an entire report based off what you're asking it to research. I wouldn't necessarily use Perplexity to write an email for me. That's not what it's generally used for. It's really for getting that factual data, that research that you might need. The market, it's a great way to market research as well if you're trying to find a market for certain things. Yeah, Perplexity is a great tool for that. But ChatGPT is my go-to for any kind of textual or emails, or I even use ChatGPT to help me design I do a lot of presentations on a monthly basis. And so, yeah, I will ask ChatGPT, that are the facts that I need to talk about. Help me write a script to talk about this during this meeting. And it does a really good job. And I still go in there and have to refine it a little bit to make it sound more human. I have a certain sound that I don't want to sound like a robot, but it does a great job with that kind of stuff.
Good to know. PSPMI conducted an automation discovery day last week, and they said that they are planning to get more licenses for volunteers to learn how Copilot really works and to create AI agents and all of that stuff. So it's really good that Puget Sound PMI is looking into that, and just love that how people are willing to educating and how people are also willing to learn. So I love that. Josh, how do you think how can AI support project managers in their daily work?
I think using some of these tools like Jira and Otter can really help with the planning of a project. ChatGPT itself can even help you create an actual project plan that can be actionable. And I think these are really easy ways people can get into AI and start using this stuff is go to ChatGPT, tell them what your project is, tell it what your deadline is to get the project done by, and who your stakeholders are. Let it know, create a plan around this project. And I think that is one of the great ways you can use ChatGPT. You can use for scheduling meetings and making sure you're on task all the time. So I think these are just some easy ways to really dive in for project managers to really dive in and start experimenting as we talked about. Now, I get that some of these might cost some money, but most of them have at least a free trial or a free version that you can work with to help you through that process. Just explore it a little bit, discover what it can do for you.
That's great, Josh. I've also realized that once I used Google Gemini, and I really like that. I entered an Excel sheet and I gave them a list of equipments and I asked which one should I choose. And it was really prompt to my surprise. So it's fascinating and enlightening.
That reminds me of something I did with Perplexity once. I was planning an event that I needed to get food for and also supplies. And so I asked Perplexity to create for me a fee list of costs, that's things that how much things are going to cost, com compare from Lowe's to Home Depot or even Walmart compare these three companies of the prices and give me a price list that helped me make that decision better. And it actually gave me a really great table on prices and whatnot that I can use to make an informed decision on where I want to go with, or where I want to go to buy stuff. Maybe I use Lowe's for one thing, Home Depot for something else. It was a really another eye-opening moment for me with AI is that, hey, it can do this. This is sweet.
So now that you've spoken about how AI has been used, how we're using AI in your day-to-day work as project managers, let's talk a little bit about the future of AI. What are some trends that you're super excited about with the evolution of AI, or maybe even concerned about, like that you're not looking forward to?
Trends that I'm really excited about. AI is changing so rapidly. I have a workshop scheduled out in March, and I know it's going to be like a completely different thing, but I'm excited with how much more accurate AI is going to be when you put in these requests, how smarter it's going to get. Now, I'm not worried about the sci-fi AI taking over the world thing. I think that the more information AI has about us, like about me, if, for example, ChatGPT, I've been using for a couple of years now, it knows me quite well, and I don't have to restate a phrase or a prompt entirely because it knows what I'm talking about. And I think that is just going to get better. That memory is going to get better with AI. It's going to be able to. uh, I love the what's called vibe coding these days, where you can create a cell phone app if you want to, just simply using AI and asking it to what you want it to do. And I think this is a great way to get normal people like me who didn't go to school as an engineer. I can actually, but I have some great ideas. AI can really help me build on those ideas. I created an app once. It's not public in any way, shape, or form, but it gave me a great prototype to help me with travel plans. But it was knowing that AI is just going to get so much better at that kind of stuff. It's going to make us so much more productive and efficient. I like to say AI is an amplifier of our ideas. You might say, hey, I had this really great idea, and AI will say that is a great idea. Let's build on that. And it can turn into something completely different, or it can, with some back and forth banter, it can really make something incredible. And I love that some regular Joe like me who doesn't have any kind of formal education in engineering can grasp this, and I can make things happen, and anybody can make things happen. And that's what I really want to stress with AI is it's attainable for anyone. Create a new business if that's what your goal is. Build on projects. Project managers have your project management work that you have to do, but we do projects at home too. Maybe I have to plan a birthday party. That's a project that I have to work on, right? AI can help me with that, and it can help me build on the human knowledge that has been trained within AI. That's just going to get so much better. That's what I'm excited about is to see how more people can benefit. The more people who use AI, the more people who become more comfortable with AI, and they can benefit from what it can do for them as something to enhance them, not to replace them. Yeah, it's not here to replace us. It's here to enhance the skills that we already have and teach us. You can ask AI, give me a 5-day course on project management. It will literally give me a 5-day crash course on how to be the best project manager I can be. These are education tools that are mostly, there's a little cost to some of them, but you don't have to pay an exuberant amount of money that may not be attainable to you at the moment, but you can still learn and build that skill set. And I think the future I'm looking forward to is when more people are using AI and more people are benefiting from gaining the knowledge that they may not have ever realized was even possible. And I will tell you, in January this year, I was not expecting to do a podcast on my experience with AI. I was not expecting to do a workshop for Toastmasters and now a workshop. This AI has opened so many doors for me, and I know that can be for everyone. I'm not a tech genius. I'm just a regular guy who just wanted to teach myself how to use AI. That's how I'm benefiting from that. And anybody can do that. I think that's the important message is that it's not for tech savvy people. It's for anybody who wants to build on a certain skill set, who wants to change their life. AI can help you do that.
I would like to build something prominent via AI with no code, low code skills. So that would be great.
Use Claude, it's
Someday.
a great one.
Good to know. Someday. Josh, what do you think? What skills will matter most in an AI driven world?
The only, if you know how to write and read, that's all you need, honestly. I know that's very light, but AI, you don't need to be a tech pro. Know your business, know what you want to get out of AI, know how you want to market, who you want to market to. These are these are skills you can get just by simply you can use AI to help you find these answers. You can use Google or any other browser search tool to help you build on that knowledge, but AI especially can help you turn that into something incredible. And you don't need special skills to know AI. You just need to be thirsty, excited to learn, excited to build on your skills. You need to be willing, have moments of frustration just to get the answer you want out of AI. AI is not frustrating, but it can be if you're not getting the results you're looking for. No, you don't need any special skills. And that's my whole thing is AI, you don't have to know the jargon, you don't have to be an engineer. Just be you and let AI know who you are, what your voice is, because that is how you're going to build your skills in using AI to enhance your help you further in your life, whatever your goals are. AI can help you there. You don't have to be a college grad or a special tech genius or anything like that. It's attainable to anybody.
No, that's good to hear. I wanted to follow up on that. I know you just mentioned like you don't have to be a college grad, anyone can use it. I just graduated college like 7 months ago. I know there are a lot of other people
Congratulations.
like me. Oh, thank you. I know there are a lot of other people like me who are just entering the workforce and are trying to like gain domain expertise, but are now a part of this wave of AI where either they're scared that, oh, AI is going to take over their role, or they're just trying to ramp up and learn as many AI skills as possible. I wanted some advice for early career professionals who want to blend domain expertise with AI skill sets to future proof their careers.
There's so many resources out there. One of the newsletters that I subscribe to is Neuron. Helps me cut through all that AI noise out there. Teaches me areas I can use AI. It teaches me prompts I can use. I also recommend people create a prompt library. If you find a prompt in AI that works for you, write it down, remember it, or at least write it down so you don't have to remember it, and build yourself a prompt library that you can use in the future that you can share with others. I think that's a great way to build and know that yeah, AI is something that you can explain, you can tell AI kind of what you're looking for and how you would like to utilize AI in the world essentially. And I think that's it comes down to that experimentation that I talked about earlier is really just experiment it with see what other professionals are doing. There's some great resources on YouTube. And like I said, those newsletters like Neuron and TLDR are some great resources as well to really help you get in the know of where AI is at, where it's going, and what business, how you can use it in a business case.
Yeah, that does. Thank you so much. I know Neha and I were discussing that before the podcast. She subscribes to some good newsletters and I've noted the name. You said Neuron or
Neuron, yeah, and I'll write it down in the chat here. And TLDR are the first two that I started subscribing to. And Neuron is more personable, in my opinion. It's really easy to read and it has some great tips and tricks, including some prompts you can use. There's a YouTuber, I gotta get his name, but he offers AI advice in the business world for free, and really he helped me get started in learning how important it is to prompt properly. I'll get his name for you. Yeah, really great YouTuber.
Thanks for sharing, Josh. I even follow these, I'm subscribed to these newsletters. I have some others that I am subscribed to. The Rundown AI,
I have that one.
Superhuman, and then you already talked about TLDR AI. And there's one more, 8020 AI.
Oh, 8020 AI. I haven't done that one yet. The other ones I am subscribed to, actually. So I also have Superhuman and the other one that you mentioned. But yeah, it's great resources. They really are.
Yeah, they are. And I like catching up with them. And sometimes they get so tedious to read through, like they're too long.
They can be, yes, they
Yeah.
can be. But especially, and that's what I like about Neuron a lot too, is it really helps cut the noise a little bit, gives you the latest updates. And that guy I was talking about on YouTube, his name is Wes McDowell. No, I am not a representative of him in any way, shape, or form, but I think he has some great videos on how to use AI in the business world. And again, he helped me realize how important it is to prompt in a way that you're going to get good results.
Good to
Wes McDowell.
Wes McDowell. Thanks, Josh. I'm gonna check
Yeah.
this out. Any final takeaways for our listeners today?
The biggest thing I want to going back to my statement that AI is not the future. You are. AI is the flashlight. You choose where to shine it.
Love that.
That I think says it all about AI. That puts it back in your hands as the human. Don't how That's how you prevent AI from replacing you. AI is an extension, it's an amplifier, it's a tool. It's not here to replace us. You choose how you want AI to work for you. I know that sounds maybe broad and maybe scary to a lot of people, but that's where experimentation, you'll find what works, just like we always do when we experiment on things. We find what works. And anybody can grasp and utilize AI to help them grow professionally, personally, build on their skills without AI doing all the work for you. You can learn these things. And that's the biggest takeaway I think I want people to have. In my workshop, I like to simplify it. You don't need to know the jargon. You don't need to know all the tech background, what AI is actually doing. Now, you might want to know what his AI is doing, but you don't need all that noise. Just need to know how to make it work for you and know that you control that. No one else does. AI doesn't control how it works for you. You control how AI works for you.
That's awesome. I'm curious to learn more and more. Thank you again, Josh, for being on the show today. It's been a pleasure having you, and we really appreciate the insights you've shared about making AI more accessible and practical. For our listeners, if you would like to learn more about Josh's work or explore how AI can support your projects, feel free to shoot him an email at jhindman29@gmail.com. To learn more about our chapter, please check out our website, pugetsoundpmi.org. There's a lot that our chapter provides. There's a study group that you can join to help you get certified, or if you want to build confidence in your public speaking skills, check out our Toastmasters Club. For details and registration, head over to pugetsoundpmi.org. Don't forget to subscribe to the Puget Sound PMI podcast for more conversations at the intersection of AI and project management. Until next time, let's keep building smarter.